What's up, you guys? Matt Jablonski here with The Point of Change. Tonight, I am hosting an event discussion. We're going to be talking about the upcoming Recovery Ribbon event, some of the speakers from the Recovery Ribbon event, and Diamond Betcher, the creator of the Recovery Ribbon, is here to hang out with us. Give me just a minute here to get this shared out into a couple of my groups. And then we will get on with the show here, guys. Go ahead and give me some likes, give me some loves, give me a share out in any addiction groups you may be a part of. Share this out on your own profile. If anybody you know is going to be attending the Recovery Ribbon event, definitely tag them in the comments on this. Or if somebody you know wants to attend this, definitely tag them. I'm going to get this shared out to my personal profile here and out into some groups here. Get some people here. Go ahead and like and love this video. Build up a priority here on Facebook. Thank you guys all for being here. Let me know some recovery dates in the comments as well. I'd love to give you guys some shout outs while we wait for everybody to file in here into my waiting room. Kristen, how you doing? Good to see you. Says, hey, how are you? Good to see you, Kristen. I'm doing good. Thanks for asking, man. Tammy Pouliot, hey, Maddie and family. Hey, Tammy, how are you? Good to see you. Jessica James, how you doing, Jessica? Good to see you tonight. Brandy Conklin in the house. What's up, Brandy Conklin? How you doing? Dana Moore, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Terry says, where is it going to be at? It's scrolling across the bottom here. The Recovery Ribbon event is May 22nd in Merrill, Wisconsin at the Inked Horizons Tattoo Shop. That's the home of the Recovery Ribbon. If you've never seen the Recovery Ribbon, I wear it proudly on my arm. One of my favorite tattoos, that's for sure. Kristen, let's see. Let me get up here to some. Hey, Corey Getzka's here. What's up, Corey? How you doing, brother? Share this out. Let's see. Kim Nichols, how you doing? Good to see you. Terry with 6414. Right on, Terry. Thank you for sharing that with us. Kristen with 122513. Right on Christmas, huh? That's pretty cool, Kristen. Oh, good to see you guys tonight. Adam was 6 years clean on March 3rd. Right on, brother. That's awesome. Cassie Long with 4/10/19, which means tomorrow this young lady will be celebrating 2 years. I won't congratulate you early on that. I will come on back tomorrow, Cassie, and we'll give you a shout out for that. But definitely today, guys, throw up some hearts for her and give her some encouragement on reaching that. One more day. You got this. Tammy Pouliot with 11/24/85, 1 day after and a year before my birthday. That is awesome, Tammy. Jessica James with 9/18, right on. And Sarah Jane with 6/February/19, right on. Sarah Jane, good to see ya. Jessica says, really can't wait. Oh, it's so awesome. I'm a veteran of the Recovery Ribbon event. I've spoken there twice now, and it's freaking awesome. I love Diamond. I love the Inked Horizons Tattoo Shop. I love that tattoo. I love the event. I just love, 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 love. Let's see. Dana says, I'm busting my ass to get the funds to be there. Right on. Putting in the work. Tammy, I want a shirt from Richie Weber that he's going to give me in person at this event. I'm excited. Right on, Tammy. That's awesome. Dana says 1/3/19. Right on, Dana. Thank you for sharing that. And Tina's here. What's up? Good. I'm glad that Tina's in the comments because me and Diamond, if you guys seen any of the videos we make together, we don't stay on topic. So it's good to have Mom in the comments. All right, guys, I won't waste any more of your time. Let me bring on a couple of the guests here tonight. We got Diamond Betcher and Bev Miller. How you guys doing tonight?
Good.
Good to have you here, guys. So Diamond, this is the second annual, but technically the third event. Do we have an idea of who's all going to be there?
We did. Life changes. People have things going on, but we have a tentative lineup.
Awesome. Hey, and there's Mr. Getzka right now. Let's bring him on. What's up, Corey?
What's up?
Good to see you tonight, brother. Good to have you on, man. Okay, so let's just start off with the go around here. Introduce yourself and just talk, give you a couple minutes on what kind of recovery you work and how long you've been clean and what your advocacy platform is, if you want to talk about that. Start with the creator here, Diamond.
Yeah, my name's Diamond, and I don't really work any specific thing for recovery. I just kind of stay in my lane, and whoever follows. I've been clean for 9 years and going strong, of course, every day. But Yeah, I'll kick this on to the Corey, and then he can take over, and then when we circle back around, we'll go over some more stuff about the event.
Right on. Go ahead, Corey. Introduce yourself.
Well, my name's Corey Getska. I'm from Toma, Wisconsin. I have 3.5 years of sobriety. I work a program of, like, I guess it's called Soberize. It's a recovery group that one of my friends created, and it's not like the 12 step or Celebrate, or it's not like any other recovery. It's kind of being loud and proud of what we've done and accomplished, and it's trying to help change our community, and that helping other people, I guess that's a huge thing in my recovery that helps me.
That's awesome, brother. Exactly. I love Soberize. You guys, I've been to a couple Soberize events now. You guys are friggin' awesome. The brotherhood between y'all is awesome. So, Bev, go ahead and introduce yourself and let us know what you're about.
Okay, so my name is Beth Kelly Miller, and coming up on 6 years ago, on April 14th, 2015, I received a phone call that no parent ever wants to receive, and that's when I learned that my youngest daughter, Megan, had died from a drug overdose, and it turns out it was a strong dose of heroin. So after that, within 10 weeks, I became a recovery coach, and right now I am in the Recovery Advocacy Project as one of the state leaders, and I will be bringing the 5 Wisconsin Faces of Addiction and Recovery quilts. And we started making those in 2016. So back then we had about 400 squares between 2 quilts. Now with the 5, we have different colors, and the black squares represent everybody who has lost his or her life to addiction, and it may not have been their own. It's what I call collateral damage. So we have approximately 24 children, 4 and under, who died as a result of somebody else's addiction, and 4 police officers who died because of somebody else's addiction, and a firefighter likewise. So those are just some of the examples, but we have 1,025 people on Black, and then we have people on white, and there's over 550 people on white, and that represents recovery, success, and hope, because it's entirely possible to be in long-term recovery. And, even if it's one moment, one day, you're still in recovery. So, and then we have people on the quilt on red who are in active addiction. And that's why it's really important to have the people on white. And then the people on gray are people who are incarcerated for their addiction. And many times there's a correlation between the death and why someone is on gray, because in the state of Wisconsin, we incarcerate people under the Len bias law. And that is whether they gave the drug or if they supplied or dealt. It doesn't matter. If they died, you can be prosecuted. So, and some of those are the parents of those children or grandparents who are also incarcerated. And I've had people ask, why do you put people on there who are incarcerated? Because it's a bigger picture. It shows the facets of the different realms of addiction and recovery.
Amen. Amen. I love what you're doing with those quilts. You brought them, or they were at last year's recovery
Yeah.
ribbon event.
Rebecca brought them for me. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, she was awesome. And the first time I saw them was actually at the state capitol at
Okay.
yeah, they were
Yep.
there at a
The
recovery ribbon
Rally
event.
for Recovery.
Yes, yes,
And
I
they
spoke
will
there.
be there again on September 18th this year.
Awesome, awesome. And wow, they sure make their rounds, huh?
Oh yeah. Well, if it weren't for COVID, they would have been all around the state.
Definitely, definitely. AJ Stone here says, Beth, that's so amazing. I'm so sorry for your loss, honey. You have
Thank you.
empowered yourself through your loss to help others. Bless you, Diamond and Corey. Bless your recovery and all that you fellas are doing. Bless you all. Thank you, AJ.
Thank you. Thank you.
Definitely. That's awesome. That is awesome. And thank you so much for coming on here with us, Beth. I wasn't it? We were kind of thinking, me and Diamond were kind of thinking it was going to be just me and him, and then Corey
Oh,
clicked in, and I'm glad you came on. This is really
yeah.
awesome.
Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity.
Oh, no problem. So, Diamond, I know we've talked about this like 100 times, but you want to go ahead and explain what the ribbon is and what it stands for?
Yeah, the ribbon, it's an achievement. It's an achievement item. It's something that started off as a tattoo that people tattoo on themselves to symbolize overcoming an addiction or bad habit, something like self-harm, or it's been mostly adapted by addicts and people in recovery, which is great. I mean, that was originally what it was for, but it's a broad spectrum for anything that unites everybody through some sort of struggle. It was created one night and blew up overnight, and then everybody started becoming connected, and then it's recovering out loud. Just put a stamp on you, it's something to be proud of and not ashamed of, and that's what I stand by with the ribbon. It's like it's about being proud of where you were. It's not about being ashamed. You're past that. You're working on yourself. That's an achievement. That's a goal. It's a great thing.
Yeah, amen, amen. I love having mine on my arm, man. And like I've said before, but having these tassels hang out because I'm always wearing short sleeve shirts, and just having that bottom of that, yeah, there we go, having that hang out, man. People see it, and right away, Corey knows. They ask you, hey, man, what's that tattoo about? And then it opens it up, and you can tell them, about your recovery and about everything. It starts a conversation that can be really hard to start. So, hey, Corey, so when did you hear, or where did you hear about the recovery ribbon?
Social media. It was a couple years ago. I just was getting a little bit into my recovery, and I didn't know about this whole social media recovery network thing. So I kind of started looking up recovery stuff, and then the ribbon popped up, and bang, you know what I'm saying? I definitely wanted it tattooed immediately. Like that was what I wanted it, like, because I knew it symbolized, the struggles and breaking the chains, and I decided to get it on my hand because everyone sees it. It's like, I buy some breakfast Sammys at Quick Trip in the morning. Bang, put my hand in, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's right there. It's been a conversation starter for sure too.
Definitely. Awesome. Definitely. When did you get yours, Corey?
Last year. When was that, Diamond? Right? What? A couple months before the event, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
No.
Yeah, and then I remember one thing that was cool is that you were just so stoked that it was something from Wisconsin, and I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wisconsin life, bro.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you, man. Like, I'm not even much of a sports fan, but I love the Packers. I love the Brewers. You know what I mean? Like, Wisconsin proud. Wisconsin proud. And I felt the same way. Like, I actually was following Diamond's page before he created the ribbon, and then one day all of a sudden I see this post, and I'm like, oh, wow, I think it's time I introduced myself to this dude. I didn't know if he knew who I was or what I did, so I hit him up, told him I was a speaker and that I love the tattoo and I got to have it, I got to have it. And can I come up and interview you and get the tattoo from you? And right away, that kicked off, is it over 2 years now that the ribbon's been around?
Yeah, July 2019, I believe, we're coming up.
That's freaking crazy, man. Time flies.
Dude, I
It
know.
feels like one of those tattoos that's like instant classic. Do you guys feel the same way on that?
Yeah.
I mean, time will tell, man. We'll see where it is in 10 years.
Like to me, it feels like it's hard to. It's like wow, it was only 2 years ago. Wow, that tattoo feels like it's been around for a long time. Just an instant legend status, you know. So Bev, where did you hear about the recovery ribbon?
I'm not exactly sure where. I mean, it had to have been on social media, and I'm connected to a lot of people in recovery. So, I don't know if Tina reached out to me or what, but I was having surgery last year in June, and that's why it just didn't work for me to come. But this year, I'll be fully vaccinated and I'll be able to come.
Right on. That'll be awesome to have you there for sure. For
Yeah.
sure. So I guess we could talk a little bit about addiction and recovery. Or do you want to talk? Let's talk about the actual event a little more, Dion. What time is it going to be kicking off? May 22nd is the date.
May 22nd at noon Central Standard Time at my tattoo shop, which is 1319 East Main Street, Merrill, Wisconsin, or just Google Inked Horizons and it'll take you right here. And the event is very informal. I don't really do personal invites. It's like kind of reach out and let anybody come who wants to come, and it's a social gathering. You're not behind glass, you're not seated. It's like I pay for food and we have a cookout and you can talk to whoever you want. And I just really like to emphasize this is not a structured thing. This is totally free flowing. Come hang out, leave when you want, do what you want. Come hang out.
Right on. That's awesome. We had a lot of people last year that just it was that same thing last year. I love that. Like, because I've been to a few different speaking engagements where they do it differently, you know, where it's like the speakers are kind of off limits. You're back in a speaker area kind of thing. I love that you just have, you know, we're just walking around. If anybody out there watching, if you guys want to meet me or Diamond or Corey or Bev and see the quilts or any of the other speakers that are going to be there, come on out and just hang out with us and meet us. You know, we're just walking around with everybody else. Sarah Jane says she got her recovery ribbon tattoo on her birthday. Right on, Sarah. That's awesome. I wish I could come. New Zealand is so far away from you guys, she says.
That's fair.
That's still pretty cool to see the recovery ribbon has made it all the way around the world, you know?
Of course, it still blows my mind.
Definitely. So we will talk about a little addiction and recovery. Diamond, do you want to talk about like why you started using?
Yeah, because you know every time I do a speech or I'm asked to speak, I like to touch on different things about this recovery because you only have a few minutes. So this year when I speak, I really want to focus on the root, and the root is kind of like my entire basis for drug use and recovery, like the root of why you started using in the first place. Because there's a difference between party drugs and drugs that you reach out to that numb feelings or that change your life because you're looking for an outlet to just escape completely, not for a day or two, but you want to be gone, you know? So for me, it's a lot of emotional trauma and things like that when I was growing up, and that was the roots for why I started using. I just buried it and buried it and I buried it. And then eventually I came around to accepting what happened and growing from it. And once I became strong enough that I mentally beat it and decided I wasn't going to hinder me anymore, that's when I got clean, and that's when I stayed clean, and that's when I consider myself more of a recovered addict and one in recovery. I beat my demons and I've been carrying on. So I speak for those people who are in the same boat. But I do think that once you identify why you started using, that's your first step into how to beat it in the end.
Awesome. So Corey, same question to you. When and why did you start using?
It's a good question. I honestly I really don't know why. It was when like I said, it started out when I was young. It started with like smoking weed and drinking beers and got into the Vicodin, and then you know that's where I knew that was an issue is because I liked the feeling of altered, and I knew that was a situation because I was a bigger go home guy. So it was, you got to eat them all or do them all, and that was it. I don't really know why. It was maybe because growing up I could kind of just do what I wanted. So my parents weren't quite in the picture for the most part a lot. It's kind of a broken home situation, so I kind of just had my sister, and I just did what I wanted, and like most of my friends stuck with getting, to smoking weed and keeping it natural, and that's what they'd always say. And then I was on the flip side. I was already, the pills were already got a good grip on me. So I don't really know why. And I know I've been told before is you don't go searching for that why if you can't, if it ain't really right there, because it can drive you crazy. So I kind of leave it as, maybe it was something tied into with, my childhood or something with, I don't know. I really don't know.
Just kind of a searching for something to change the way you felt, something like that. But either way, hey, through your recovery,
Yeah, there you go.
you delved into that, So, Bev, I know you're a non-addict, but what are your views on that? Why people start using? Do you have a view on that?
Yes, I think a lot of it stems from trauma. And with my daughter, 2 days before she turned 16, she was home alone, and her former boyfriend that she had broken up with 2 months before broke into our house with another guy, and he demanded this diamond necklace back. And then he raped my daughter, and she reported the break-in, but not the rape. So I think that, a lot of the stuff stemmed from the trauma. And then as you're using, other traumatic things happen. Like Megan's former boyfriend, 17 months before Megan, died in my house. And he died from an overdose after snorting Percocet 3 times that day. So after that is when she was introduced to heroin. And I do not believe that pot is a, drug that gets you hooked on other drugs. I think it's the connections that you make where people introduce you to harder drugs. So, and I am starting to write my book. So.
Awesome. I'm really happy that you're writing and sharing your story and your loss like that. I'm really sorry for your loss. And I love that, that you mentioned there that you don't believe pot is the gateway drug. I actually had just talked about that the other day in a video as well. So that is, that's one of those stigmas that is changing as time goes on.
Yeah.
So let's jump to the other end of it. Diamond, what made you stop using?
Well, I came to terms with my emotional trauma. I was sick of it determining. I was sick of it determining myself. I felt worthless, and it was all the actions of somebody else making me feel that way. So I felt weak, and I didn't believe I was a weak person anymore. So I just started to build a callus. Like I'm sick of letting this person determine how the rest of my life's going to turn out.
Right on, brother. Right on. Corey, what was yours? What was the thing that stopped you?
Well, you know what? It kind of ties into part of why I started, something to do with my family, right? My parents. So I was running my last addiction was meth. For like 2.5 years, I was strung out on meth. Before that was heroin and whatnot. But I came to a point I was just spun out for like a month. I had to turn myself into jail for like a dope case. I caught some charges. Well, I extended it out, so I was gonna go sit it. Once it came, bam, on meth, it came. Like I had to turn myself in, so I wanted to go talk to my kids, my oldest two, and I was like, Dad's got to go to jail for 6 months, and they just looked at me, and teary eyes, and I was kind of coming down on meth, And for me, that's an emotional wreck. I'm an emotional wreck, like a suicidal, just sad and just really a mess when I was coming down. That shit hit me hard. Looking in their face, and they said, you know, Dad, you're not around anyways. I was like, bang, that shit hit me so hard in the chest. So I got high for the last time that night. And I told myself, this is it. You're not doing this. This is you deserve more. There's more for you. And your kids don't deserve this because you're doing exactly the things that, growing up you had to deal with. Not into the exact same format, but like I was doing the same thing. Like my kids are, I couldn't do it. Like my heart finally got to that point. It's like, this is enough. Stop that shit in my head. It just, you know what, go with this because, and I did. And I haven't looked back since.
That's awesome, brother. Awesome, man. No, amen to that, brother. I'm so happy to see when people actually, realize, right in the middle of it, you realize your actions and you step away. That's strength right there, brother. Like they had to throw me in a cage for 97 days to keep me away from meth. So for you to just be like, all right, I'm done and step away like that and realize it, that's freaking strength right there, brother. All right, well, that covers my list of questions. Diamond, is there anything else you want to talk about here?
Yes, yeah, there is actually one thing that's kind of been bothering me all year. This is the year, it seems, this year tied in the last year, where like recovery is becoming this huge sensation. Like it's getting out there, people are seeing it more. I mean, it is really a prime time. But it's also the time where a lot of sinister things are going on in the recovery world that nobody likes to talk about. People being taken advantage of by certain people in their places of power and things like that. And people don't even know about these things that are happening. Things like body broking and things that are, just horrible, horrible things. And even since the last event, people have been messaging me, certain ones that are saying they wish not to attend because they don't want to be associated with this person or that person who's coming to the event, or like the speakers, what are certain speakers. And to me, I try to tell them it's not about that. It's like a concert, all right? You go to see your headline band. You don't have to worry about anybody you don't want to see. It's not about the speakers that are coming. It's about the recovery group. The speakers that are coming are just coming to say their piece, do their thing, and you totally don't have to be right there listening to them. You can go off and fraternize with the ones you do like, or the other things. Like it's really bothering me how many people are saying they're avoiding coming or certain things because of certain blogs that are posted with certain speakers or certain things like that. Like, you guys don't have to all be friends. We don't have to all, go out and do stuff afterwards. This is about the ribbon, and the ribbon in its base form is not about money. It's not about greed. It's not about capitalization. I gave it to the world, and that's what you should be coming for. You should be coming to just meet other people who are in that same place, and that's my piece, man. That's what's been bothering me. Like, just come for the right reasons. That's all.
Right on, bro. Right on. I can appreciate that. I really like that you had to say that too, because that's that is a real thing. There is a lot of division within the recovery community. A lot of people are divided depending on their recovery type, their recovery style, and it's unfortunate, because we're all looking for the same ends here. We're all trying to stay away from the drugs that were killing us and live a better life. And no matter how you're doing it, we all can work together in this.
Well, that's what's I think it's a positive. I think it's a huge positive that we all have different walks of recovery, because that's what like this does, is it puts you in a lane with somebody who's sharing an experience. And if all of us were sharing the same views, we'd be neglecting 80% of the people who came. If you take 20%, I take 20%, Corey takes 20%. You know what I mean? We're all hitting those points of people that are walking on different routes of recovery. It's a positive that we all share different views. It is a positive, and people need to and one person can take 5% of everybody's thing and create their own route of recovery, man. You know what I mean? That's what it is. It's not about all sharing the one way. It's about sharing that end goal, which is to stay sober. You know what I mean? Boil it down and just do it, damn it. That's my
right.
That's my thing.
Amen, brother. Amen. You hit it on the head. I
Well
love that,
said.
man. Right on. Right on. Corey, you got any final remarks for us?
No? Well,
Well, I got one for Corey, man. I got one for Corey. Corey, you're speaking, right? You're gonna say some stuff.
yeah, I'm gonna say some stuff.
I want to let you know that I really enjoyed your speech, man. I missed everybody, so like I had to watch them all. But key points of your speech, I really liked. You have to mention that thing about your kids. That's a heart stealer. That's what it resonates, man, about the kid thing in jail. The things, even small shit, man, like your teeth. You got new teeth. Major. That thing that's important, man. That's a thing that if you're using, you're not even focused on or whatever. But once you're sober, it's like number one goal. And you mentioned something about a trophy case, man. I'm just saying I loved it, and those are key points that are very, very important, man. I appreciate you said some of that stuff.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
Right on, bro.
absolutely.
Especially for that being your first time speaking in front of people, man. You did awesome. That was great. But just this year, make sure you bring your own denture adhesive. That's all I ask.
What is it? Hey, man.
His dentures were falling out
You
before
got
it was
me, you
time for
got
him
me.
to speak. He came up to me. He's like, Maddie, I hate to ask, man, but do you got any denture glue? I was like, yeah, bro, I got you.
I need that hookup, bro.
I got you. I'm looking out for you. Bev, you got anything to leave us with?
Come down and look at the quilts, because oftentimes when I'm standing there and I'm listening to people, I hear them say, wow, they didn't look like they were addicted. And that is the myth, is that people watch the documentaries and the movies and they see an image in their mind of what someone looks like. But truly, it's the ordinary people loved by their family and friends who are on the quilts.
Awesome.
Absolutely. I can't wait to see him.
And there'll
Yeah.
be 5. There's a lot. They're big,
Okay.
you know.
They definitely are. Yeah, it took us quite a bit of messing around to get them all up on their stands. When we brought them this last year, we were kind of lost for a little bit there. We're like, wow, I don't even know how to put this together.
Yeah.
Had to get a
it's so
ladder
great.
for Maddie.
Oh, thank you guys all for being on here tonight, man. This was awesome. I'm glad you guys showed up and showed out, So thank you, Diamond, for the ribbon and for this event, man. This is awesome. Thank you for, teaming up with me and you. And, Diamond has said since the first time we met, he was like, everything I do, you're going to be involved now. I was like, all right, man, I'm down. So that's great, man. This unity that we have in recovery is awesome. And Corey, I'm so happy for you and get the guys at Sober Eyes, man. I love seeing your posts. You post almost every time you go to a Sober Eyes meeting, you post and say Sober Eyes meeting was awesome tonight or something like that. I love seeing those posts, man. It's awesome. I love that you guys are still doing it. And Bev, thank you so much for the quilt. Thank you for being here and talking about it, guys.
Thank you.
All right, guys, this was awesome. So let's say goodbye to these people. I'll let you guys go.
Okay.
All right, everybody,
Good night.
have a
Thank
wonderful
you.
night. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Hey.